Hi there, I got a review for you today. I've been in the saltwater aquarium hobby for a few years, and when I built this aquarium, I went with a dart pump. I have it here on the floor. I'm starting to cut out the plumbing and getting ready to redo the plumbing, and here's my dart pump. Over the years, I've had a few problems with the seals. The original problem I had with the seal was more my fault than anything else because when you move or store this pump for any particular length of time, you're supposed to flush the system out with fresh water before you store it, because the salt creek gets into the seals, and that's what happens. I had salt creek on the seals, and then when I went to redo my plumbing and put the pump back in, seals began to leak. The second time I had a leak problem, it started leaking on its own. That was no fault of my own. And this particular pump is now starting to seize. We're starting to get a lot of noise. The output of this, the water flow, is beginning to become really slow, and it's time to upgrade. Lucky for me, Ecotech Marine has come out with their new Vector series. This is the Vector M1. I have a 110-gallon tank, so this was sufficient for me. The thing I want to talk to you guys about today is upgrading my plumbing. When I began with my dart pump, I went with black PVC. I love black PVC, it's great. Particularly I went with a company called Safeco because I could get the GF True Union ball valves. These things are amazing. They don't stick as much as I've had sticking problems with the Home Depot or Lowe's brand ball valves. I went with this. They're expensive, but really worth it. I mean, over the years, I've had the same ball valves, and they're still as smooth as ever. Unfortunately, I've only been able to save one of the ball valves because the other side of this is attached to the pump, and I don't have enough room to cut the slip. I contact Safeco. I haven't heard back from them yet. See if I can buy just the slip side so I can keep this ball valve. The other one I was able to cut in such a way that I was actually be able to keep both sides to this. But I'm going to upgrade my plumbing because the Vector pump is blue. I decided to go with colored PVC, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I got 1-inch orange, and I got 3/4 inch blue. 3/4 inch for the return because it's 3/4 up here, and orange for the drain, and this is 1 inch. I originally was going to go with bulk reef supply, and I do like bulk reef supply. I get their calcium and alkalinity dry chemicals from them. They do have colored PVC, however, their color choices for their fittings were either gray or white, and I wanted my entire plumbing to be the same color. So, lucky for me, I was able to get colored fittings. I have a bag down here of orange, right here. It's got a here's the orange 1 inch and 3/4 inch blue. I went with a company called Formufit. Now I'm not sure if bulk reef supply uses Formufit PVC or not, but on Formufit's website you can actually buy in any quantity you want, the blue or orange or red or whatever color you want fittings. Now I also wanted to show you guys the color on these things up close. I'm actually recording this video in 4K for anyone who might be able to view it because the quality of this pipe is amazing. I'm turning the pipe here because I wanted you guys to see that there is no markings on this, which is also pretty cool. They say it's furniture grade and that it won't fade over time, which is amazing. But the clarity and the color of this is phenomenal, and I'm excited to plumb my aquarium with it. The other thing I noticed right away, and I didn't even realize this, it was said on their website, is that we got some tapering on the fittings here, which it's, you know, a little thing, but I think the quality of this thing is pretty good. I'm excited to start plumbing, and once I get it all finished, I will be able to give you a quick tank tour here and show you everything working. Maybe we'll get the Vector pump running and get it all plumbed up together and get these guys nice and happy with their new flow. I've been using a Band-Aid solution by running a pipe in the back corner with that internal pump that I use for normally mixing my salt water. So you'll be excited to get a new pump. Plus I'm looking forward to calibrating this, because this pump, and you may have seen this in other reviews, is that you can set a low point and a high point. So when you go into feed mode, for example, a slow trickle will come out of your plumbing so that food doesn't go down over the overflow. And then when you are done in feed mode, it'll ramp back up so you don't have that big blast and you won't get all the bubbles blown into your aquarium and stuff. And you'll also be able to program different flow rates over the course of the day. So I'm excited about the pump, but mainly this review is on the plumbing. And I'm going to go ahead and start plumbing that up right now, and we'll return back with a view of this afterwards. Wanted to give you guys a quick update as to where we stand with the plumbing. Here we go. Not far yet, but starting to look good. I just wanted to film this real quick to be like, wow, that's amazing already. It is pretty easy to cut. I'm using just a standard cutting tool. And we're going to keep going, and I'll give you a further update as we go. Okay, I wanted to give you guys an update as to where we stand. We're at the fitting stage. Everything is dry fit. Everything seems to be where I want it to be. I just need to go ahead and glue it at this point. I've noticed that the pipe is a lot softer to cut through than the standard white PVC or the black PVC I've had in the past, which isn't a bad thing. It's actually pretty nice to cut. Also, within the fittings, they're a little bit loose, so under pressure you definitely would need to glue. I would typically run this system with the drains, part of the drains just dry fit on, so that I can move things around or turn it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that with this. The returns I've always glued, obviously because you're under major pressure there, but down closer to the sump, I would run this system with the without glue. But I just wanted to give you guys an update as to where we are. It's starting to look pretty nice, I think, and we'll be finished off here soon. Okay, as you probably could tell by the change of shirt here, I had waited 24 hours for the glue to cure, and it's been running fine. I've been checking for leaks and everything is good. So I want to give you a brief tour as of where we stand as of now. Here we go. Wow, that looks pretty good. Really enjoying the color contrast here with this blue and orange versus the black PVC I had previously, or the standard white you may see a lot of other people use. The pump is doing fantastic. I have it already calibrated and running at 50% of the calibration that I had used. And this is pretty much the flow we get at this point. Now we do have to make a change now that I need to get this ball valve solution figured out. That way I can adjust the water coming through my refugium. But I wanted to get it running, get off the Band-Aid solution that I had. Here's a copy of my receipt for you guys, and I'm using Lowe's website as a comparison. I'm going to start with the pipe. On Formufit's website, they are 5-foot increments, and on Lowe's website, they are 10 foot. So for two 5-foot pieces of 1 inch, I paid $18.20, where on Lowe's website, the 1 inch is $3.83 for 10 foot. And $15.60 for 3/4 inch, and 3/4 inch on Lowe's site is $2.69. You can see I paid a good bit more for the colored PVC, but like I said before, that's okay. Now for unit pricing for the elbows, $1.69 for the 1 inch, where 1 inch elbows on Lowe's are 66 cents, and 3/4 inch on Lowe's website are 48 cents, where I paid $1.43 for the 3/4 inch elbows. Now I do understand that the plumbing is more expensive, and I get that. However, for a small project like this, it wasn't a big deal for me to spend the money because it was a little bit of an extra touch on the aquarium that really made things pop. Sometimes the attention to detail is really worth the extra money. Now, I wouldn't want to do an entire house or anything like that, but it was definitely worth it for such a small project. In closing, I'd like to say that Formufit's plumbing is great. I highly recommend it. If you want that little special touch, just the extra bit of detail on your plumbing, highly recommend it. I know it is more expensive, but with a small project like this, wasn't a big deal for me. Now, I did bring up the lights here to daytime so I can give you a quick tour of the tank and underneath the stand so you can see the plumbing and the finished project. Okay, here we go. The aquarium is normally in blue mode right now, but we're up to daylight so you get a good look at the tank. Now, I noticed that since I recorded this a month ago, I did add star polyps and zoos to the back of the overflow box. See how they grow out, maybe it'd be a pretty cool look. My anemone has grown a good bit. It's not completely out yet, but it is much larger since the last time I recorded this video. My frags have grown out just a little bit, but you can't really tell from the other video. But underneath the stand, the finished plumbing project. Plumbing looks really good. I love the blue on the Vectra, and now I chose to go with blue plumbing. The orange really pops. Just need to add that ball valve to the refugium section. Maybe cut the plumbing just a little bit shorter so that it doesn't bubble like that. But overall, I really enjoyed this process, and I hope you guys enjoy the review.